Alright, I said the next video would be about my Dreamcast collection, and well, it may not be the biggest collection I have in terms of video games. I think that title belongs to the Switch, but it's still a pretty decent start. So let's kick things off here with Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, based on, of course, the 2000 to 2001 cartoon, which is awesome. Yep, it's a pretty fun game. Kind of don't like to use the Toy Story 2 method of locking certain levels until you have enough medals, but other than that, pretty good. And there's the disc. There's also an ad for Toy Story 2 on the Dreamcast, which was originally on the N64 and PlayStation, as well as PC. Yep, then we have Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000. Yeah, having a sports game is actually kind of random, but I don't know, Jeremy McGrath is pretty cool. Plus, I mean, this is a pretty great basic racing game. And there is the disc. There's an ad for David Mira, Freestyle BMX, which is probably another good game from the Acclaim Sports line. I wouldn't know because I only really played NBA Jam, which leaned into the more simulation side, but okay, I'm rambling on. Now, I'm about to show my biggest grail so far. Actually, might be my only grail. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes. Holy cow! I did not think I would be able to even afford this game, but hey, just saving up. Boom. I got it. Man. Totally worth it. And there is the disc. There's an ad for the Capcom Edge program. Probably like a Disney Movie Rewards type service. But yeah, this game is amazing. I love it. So good. Then we have Mortal Kombat Gold, one of the launch titles for the Dreamcast back in 1999. I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. It's playable. It's fun. Nothing really more to say about it. It's just fun. And there's the disc. Pretty cool artwork on there. And there's the back of the instruction book that features the characters. Yeah, it's a serviceable, fun game. Speaking of fun, here's Namco Museum. Yep. I know, basic Namco Museum. Basically the same as the N64 version. We have Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, Pole Position, and Galaxian. That's a pretty solid lineup, all things considered. And there's the disc. On the back of the manual, you have Ms. Pac-Man just chilling. Yep. But yeah, maybe a carbon copy of the N64 version, but it's still fun. And then we have the game I actually got with my Dreamcast, San Francisco Rush 2049. This is a pretty darn fun racing game. Adrenaline cubed. Oh yeah, it is. Woo! So good. So very, very, very good. And it's a pretty good introduction to arcade ports on the Dreamcast because they do arcade ports that are better than the arcade. And there is the disc. Man. We have Soul Calibur, the original Soul Calibur, another Dreamcast launch title from '99. Yep, so good. My personal favorite character to use is probably Keelik because of his staff, but all the characters are pretty good. And there is the disc, and there's the back of the manual. Yep, so good. So very awesome. And then we have, okay, this might also count as a grail, but I mean, it's one of the best Dreamcast games ever made. Sonic Adventure 2. I love this game to death. This is the very first Sonic game I ever played. Granted, it was on the GameCube in 2003, but yeah, this was my realization that Sonic is actually a video game character, not a cartoon character. I mean, he still is a cartoon character, but, you know, he started in video games first. And there is the disc, which has Sonic and Shadow just looking awesome. Very, very iconic. Almost as iconic as the GameCube version. And there's a little ad for Phantasy Star Online on the back of the manual. Yep. Then we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I mean, this is the best version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater you can actually get, so not much really to say, except for the fact that it's good. It is very good. Yep. Best graphics, best everything in terms of the ports. And there's the disc. And there's an ad for an upcoming game that is Actually, right up next. Ultimate Fighting Championship. Yeah, a UFC fighting game for the Dreamcast. Fight like a man. Oh yeah, fight like a man and grapple and wrestle like a man. This is a pretty darn good fighting game. I mean, it's not as great as you would think. This is no Street Fighter, but it's fun. And there's the disc. And there's an ad for Tokyo Extreme Racer 2. Crave Entertainment really did a lot of interesting things back in the day. And finally, to wrap things up, we have Virtua Fighter 3 TB, which came out in 1999, shortly after the Dreamcast's launch, and yeah, it's Virtua Fighter 3, but updated with a few new characters. And it's awesome. I think the graphics might have been adjusted too, but I really couldn't tell. And there's the disc. There's an ad for Dynamite Cop and Toy Commander. 2 Dreamcast games that Sega probably had high hopes on, but I don't know, they've probably fallen into obscurity. And with that,